In this series I've already covered the strangest folding mechanism that I've seen so far, and this here is the second strangest. It's the CRKT Fulcrum, which is discontinued unfortunately at this point, which also makes this kind of an exception in terms of my knife reviews, because usually I do not like to review anything that is discontinued, simply because that makes it difficult for you to get. But in this case, this thing is so unique that I just had to include it in my weirdest knife series. It's also an unusual review for another reason, namely that this is actually not a sharp blade. It doesn't have an edge grind whatsoever, and well, it says there dull demo edge. Oddly enough, on the other side it says not for retail sale, even though it was offered by an online store, so that's a bit bizarre. But I basically got this demo version here because it was very cheap compared to the price for a regular sharp version. I think I got this for less than $20, whereas the official price for this when it was still in production was $70. So that's quite the difference, obviously, and I just thought I would grind it myself and save myself the money. But I wanted to make the review before I grind it and potentially kind of mess up the look because it's probably not going to be the cleanest grind. So as you saw, the way it works is you push against the liner in the direction of the spine of the blade, that, and then you just slide the liner back. And what actually locks is this piece right here, just a standard liner lock. The blade is made of AUS 8 steel, which is generally a good choice. And the hardness is 58 to 59 HRC, which is pretty hard, definitely usable. The handle scales are CLP, which stands for continuous pressure laminate, apparently. Very nice and shiny. What I really like about this knife is that it's such a pretty inconspicuous design. This really shouldn't scare anyone. Not even the most easily scared people out there who just get a nervous breakdown whenever someone takes out a knife. This is just, you know, not a big deal really. It looks like a gentleman's knife, and the way it opens doesn't appear threatening at all, even though it is one-handed opening. I can't see how anybody would be threatened by this. It really seems like a good alternative when you want to carry an elegant looking knife. And the opening mechanism really works well. And it's one of those cases where the belt clip actually comes in very handy for something other than clipping to your pocket. Namely, it makes it easier to open, since you can grasp the belt clip and can kind of pull in the opposite direction while pushing. That makes it very easy to open, and you get used to it pretty quickly. I mean, it's a very quick opening. You do have to adjust your grip here from here to there, but I mean, no big deal really. And it's just simple but elegant design. Looks really nice with the handle scales, and it's definitely fun to play around with. You know, you can just sit there for a while just opening and closing it just because it's fun. So it's a very good example of an exotic, innovative idea, a completely new design, really working out well and being practical. And I always like to see that. You know, there's just so much stuff that looks fancy, but deviates too much from the tried and true that it's not really all that practical. But this one definitely is, and I quite like it. It's really a shame that it was discontinued. If you can find one of these, preferably already sharp, then I would definitely suggest getting one of them. It's really nice design if you are into somewhat unusual folding mechanisms.